Hey everybody, welcome back to Unfiltered and Unashamed. How are you, Jess?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm good. I have not had coffee this morning. It just didn't
Really?
sound, yeah, it didn't sound great when I also didn't really have time to make it. So I grabbed a Diet Dr. Pepper and it's just not the same.
Yeah, no, I have to have coffee, like first thing.
Yeah, I probably should have made some, but that's okay. That way I'm saving my caffeine intake for a little later in the day.
I'd have a headache by now, I think.
Well, that's why I grabbed the Dr. Pepper.
The Dr. Pepper, yeah.
Because at least it's caffeine. It does not taste good. I don't like it. From like all different like things that we've hosted, I have just random cans of pop downstairs, and it was either a Diet Dr. Pepper or Sprite. So Sprite doesn't have caffeine.
It doesn't.
I like it better, but it doesn't have caffeine. So
The only time I drink Sprite, I think, is when you're doing the morning after McDonald's breakfast run, and then Sprite just hits the spot
so
when you're hungover.
it's so good. Yeah, it's an absolute must have. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I I drink it more than because anymore I just hate the flavor of diet soda.
I've never been a
And
diet soda person. I'm
and
either I'm
so
either going with regular or no soda.
yeah. Like, and a lot of the times, like the kids and I will share then. So then I just get a Sprite because they don't do caffeine. But whatever, it is what it is. What's new? What's happening? What do we want to dive into today?
Mm,
It's your
I
turn.
don't know. What's that? I
It's
know
your
it's my
turn.
turn and I feel like avoiding.
You don't want to, we don't have to.
No, it's not avoiding because I don't want to talk about it. It's avoiding because I'm not clear on maybe how to phrase things or how much to talk about.
Well, so I was thinking about this, and I think this is the hard part, right? We know that anyone has the opportunity
Right.
to hear this.
Yeah.
But I also think that it's like what my attorney told me about my workspace that telling the truth is not defamation. And it is your
No,
story. Now, I'm
no.
not saying to get into nitty gritty because I was thinking about this for myself too. Like, gosh, like there's so many things I would love to like talk about, but I don't want to ruin relationships or
Hmm.
burn bridges or hurt. I don't even, it wouldn't even be hurt people. It's not always my place to show other people the truth of people. Does that make sense? So, say
Hmm.
I have
Yeah.
a friend and her name is Sarah, and Sarah did me wrong, or we had a falling out and she was blatantly kind of in the wrong, right? Um, say she kissed my husband. Okay.
Hmm.
If I were to go out and share that with everybody, it's the truth and it's my story, but I don't know if it's always my place to let everyone else in on how shitty that person might be. And maybe not even
Yeah.
shitty. And so I think that's where it gets hard because you don't want to ruin anybody's reputation,
I
but it is
definitely don't. And I
it's your
also,
story.
it's not really my style to, I don't, it's just not my style to
Open
talk
up.
shit.
Oh,
The what?
open up.
Well, maybe that a little bit. But also, it's just not my style to
I don't think, I think that's, but in your brain, you have to rephrase that. And it's like, you're not talking shit. You're telling your story.
yeah, yeah, you're probably right. I mean,
You're,
I think there's a way to end a relationship or to walk away from a relationship or situation with some level of grace. And for me, in my brain, that is not necessarily, yeah, sharing all the nitty gritty, I
you're not
guess.
sharing the ugly cards.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And like you, I'm like, well, I mean, other people can
They can see
discover
that for themselves, for sure. And
for themselves or
yeah,
not. But that's not on me. So,
no. And I think it's hard because we're fucking why are we good people? Like sometimes it's like why I mean like why do I care so fucking much about
well,
someone
no
else's
good deed goes
feelings?
unpunished, right? I mean, that's
Well,
what it
right.
feels like sometimes.
Yes.
And I know
Because
that's a really pessimistic view in this moment, and I recognize that, but it does sometimes feel like no good deed goes
it's like
unpunished.
when something happens and I want to talk about it, then I'm like, "Oh shit, should I not have said, that about that person?" But that's what they did.
Yeah.
So it is really hard, and that can be again not just in a a romantic relationship, that can be in a business relationship, that can be, in a peer relationship. It
Mm-hmm.
can be all relationships. And so I absolutely understand. I don't think you need to go into necessarily anything about the actual partner that you had. I think just the situation and the choices and how you came to the choices that you did for yourself. Because that's kind of where it came down to, is just
Mm-hmm.
yes, it's about the person, right? It is the
To a
person
point,
and their
right? Or
actions
behaviors.
or
Yeah.
behaviors. And maybe we need to think about this just for other things, is we don't need to say, well, then he came over for dinner and he brought up the shoes that were left out front and then we got into that. It's just kind of like, well, there's a situation, we had talked about making these plans moving forward with this, but I felt uncomfortable because, and so therefore I came to the conclusion for myself. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying like you have to do it like in this situation or just a story, but like I think
Sure.
that's something that we maybe don't always view, is that you can leave other people's shit out because it really isn't about them.
Right.
It's about you and about how you feel in a situation and how you want to continue your experiences, and it just might not fit. And again, that could be in any aspect of life, but
Yeah.
relationships are hard.
No, they are. They are. So everything was sort of a whirlwind.
So I mean, I guess if you
It
want
was
to kind of dive into
familiar.
it, yeah, you can
Yeah.
just
I
kind
mean,
of do
I'll,
like a quick recap.
yeah, just like a quick recap. So I have been divorced for 10 years now, coming up on 10 years, and haven't really dated much. And I did have one, like, I don't know, relationship that lasted, I don't know, maybe 9 months to a year. That didn't work out. And then I was single for a while and then reconnected with somebody that we knew from when we were younger. And that felt familiar and comfortable and safe. So that kind of progressed pretty quickly. There was a quick engagement. Nothing had been set for like wedding because on some level, was like, I need to like get through a full year before, I don't know. I just need to get through a full year before I see kind of exactly
Do you
um,
do
what
you
I
know
wanted to do.
why like where the quick engagement kind of came in? Was that just like because it was just so intense at the beginning, or was it?
I think it was the familiarity with
Mm,
the person because I had known that person for so long.
mm-hmm.
And so it was kind of like, yeah, like I
You
already
knew
know
their
them.
background. Yeah.
Right. Right. And then, I went into the relationship already in a very, I feel like comfortable and secure with how my life was going, right? Like I already felt like I had a full meaningful life, amazing group of friends, healthy business, healthy-ish household as much as one can get,
Anyone's
I
is.
guess,
Yeah.
whatever. Ability to take care of myself and help my family and travel and, just really full life. So I was in a place before that where if I'm going to date anyone, they have to add to my life. And I say that up front because it'll make sense as I kind of do the
Mm-hmm.
recap. So I just really was like, whoever I date has to like, they have to bring positivity. They have to like add to my life. I'm not going to sacrifice. I'll compromise, but I'm not going to sacrifice everything to be in a relationship because I don't
Well,
need to.
in the previous little relationship we had, that 9 month to a year, that's one that kind of taught you how important that was. I
Hmm.
feel like he didn't add anything to your what could be your long term life. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Like I feel like it was definitely a good. I think it's a smart way to navigate who we allow in our space,
Hmm.
regardless if it's a significant other or not. Is that, like even with a friend, people talk about how hard it is sometimes with friendships. It's like, well, but if you're the only friend being the friend,
Hmm.
so that sort of thing. Like
Yeah.
I think it's a very smart mindset to have.
Like going as you're going into
Yeah.
dating. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and I think it takes a while to get there, right?
Hmm.
Like I think you, especially for women, like I think it's really, and I don't know, maybe there's a few lessons to recap at the end, but I think it's really important as women to know that you can take care of yourself because I think you
Hmm.
choose partners differently.
Hmm.
Once you know that, like, you know what, I don't have to buy into the fairy tale. I can run a household. I can pay the bills. I can do the
Hmm.
things. All that to say, there are moments where I'm like, ugh, I wish I didn't have to do this by myself, right?
Hmm.
Like it
Yeah,
snows, but not enough for the company to come remove it. Well, now I
right.
have to shovel, and I really hate that. Um, but whatever. Those are like moments in time. So, anyways, went into it thinking, okay, my mindset is I need somebody that's going to add to my life. And we had a really good run for a while where I felt like things were really good. I felt, seen and heard, and
Well, there was a lot of like, um, I don't know the word would be, but like just like normalcy
yeah,
in your everyday activities and like in your everyday stuff.
yeah. So it was good for a while, and then as things progressed, I think the best way to describe it is that I started to see parts where maybe our value systems didn't align
Mm.
in ways that I did not think were going to be long term compatible.
Hmm.
And I also was able to recognize that maybe some of our long term goals were probably not going
Not
to
the
be
same.
compatible. Um, and so I felt like I tried to talk through that and address those issues. I don't know if the other person feels that way or not. That's not for
It's
me
not for
to
you
judge
to, yeah.
or be responsible for. It started for me to feel like I was putting in more, like, I guess more effort and or slipping into some of that, like, caretaking in a way that isn't like partner to partner, but is more like adult women to man not taking care of some of his own stuff.
Well, I think you kind of, and it's pretty common, you slip into making sure that their needs are met and that they're happy
Hmm.
and letting yourself kind of fall back.
Yeah.
And that's when all the other things you kind of just ignore because it's like, well, but I'm making him happy. So it's fine. I think that's a very common space for relationships to
Sure.
get to.
Yeah. Yeah. I just felt like there was some shifting dynamics and there were some discussions and decisions being made that I was like, it just doesn't fit for me. And so, after lots of thoughts and reflections and my own therapy session discussions and time with girlfriends, I kind of came to the conclusion I needed to end the engagement. And so, we had that really
The
difficult
engagement and the
conversation
relationship.
and the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so yeah, so had that difficult conversation. That's always painful. I think whether you're the person that is initiating it or you're the person that's hearing that the
You
other
care
person
about
isn't
that person. You
right.
even though
Right.
you're changing your decision on if you want to spend your life with them, you
Mm-hmm.
obviously are invested and you care about that person deeply. So it is not only are you going to be hurt because you know that you're hurting them,
Right.
but you're going to be hurt because you're still sad that this isn't the way it's going to go because you had told yourself
Mm-hmm.
and made the decision and the choice that that's the way it was going to go. And so it's a terrible feeling even
Mm-hmm.
if you are the one initiating it.
Yeah.
There was a quote that somebody said to me and it was kind of about that, like, your decisions. Oh, I don't remember what it is, but I'll circle back to it if I remember. But just because your choices are decisions that you're making, but your choices are your choices and their decisions doesn't mean that they're the ones that make you feel good in the moment,
Mm.
right? Like
Like the right decision doesn't mean it's the easy decision.
Yes, yes. Or yeah, the right decision doesn't mean it's an easy decision, or doesn't mean that it's not going to have a mountain in front of it that you have to climb
Right.
to be able to sit in that space of feeling good with it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah, that was a
so yeah,
rough. It was
had the difficult conversation. Had, all the feelings of sadness and grief, and I think it's really common when people end relationships that like 30 minutes later they want to take it back. Which
well. That's
I
why in high school, middle school, and high school,
right.
every boyfriend and girlfriend breaks up, and then the next day they're back together.
Yeah. Yeah, like because as humans we don't want to feel those feelings,
Right.
right? So it's totally normal to be like, "Ooh, can I take it back?" But I am old enough and have enough experience. I knew those, like, I had already told my therapist, I know the minute I say this, I'm going to want to take it back. But that's just going to be the feeling in the moment and not what is the right thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
And um, so yeah, all of that happened, lots of tears, and then, yeah. And then a few comments were made that I'm not going to get into. And the other person is specifically aware because I have spoken directly about the comments that were made, and the impact that they had. So once that happened, I think I just, that was a big shift for me where I was like, okay, validation and confirmation, like
Mm-hmm.
the correct decision was made. Um, I've had breakups before, I've had a divorce before. I really feel like now, being once I'm kind of past it a little bit and I've had some time for processing and reflection, um, I really feel like I chose me, like really chose me. There are certain things about my lifestyle that I just am not willing to compromise on. I'm not willing to sacrifice. And when it appeared that those things were going to be impinged upon, um, I guess I discovered where some hard boundaries were that maybe I didn't know were there, or I had some idea were there, but I didn't
Mm-hmm.
realize how hard of a boundary it was
Mm-hmm.
for me and how important it was for me to experience my life fully. And that I was not, I guess, I don't know, I'm not willing at this point and in that situation to let those things go.
Well, and I think it was really interesting watching you kind of walk through that process too, because you can't
Mm-hmm.
tell somebody that don't worry, you're making the right choice, because if they don't feel like they're making the right choice, that's on them. And when you had that validation, it happens 9 times out of 10, I'm sure, in these sorts of situations, because the other person is hurt, and so then they're going to
Mm-hmm.
say or do things that are a reactive response, and it's like this, like, okay, yep, this all clicks. This is why I felt all
Mm-hmm.
these things, and this is why I
Mm-hmm.
came to this conclusion. And I think choosing yourself is not always our first go-to, which is
Right.
probably why it takes us so long to come to these conclusions.
Yep.
But I think, I mean, I'm proud of you, because it was not
Thank you.
an easy thing to do, and I think you have really sat in it on both ends of it. And I'm proud of you for taking the time to do that, because you sat with it before, you sat with it during, and then it's like after you really took a lot of time to kind of reflect on how all of it played out, and just where you were within yourself in it. And that's what you've come down to, is now there are hard boundaries, you have them.
Yep.
And moving forward, it will be easier for you to bring any sort of relationships into your life that will be, well, they'll be more valuable. They'll be, maybe not valuable. They'll be more,
In alignment.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because that's just what nope,
Mm-hmm.
this is it. And I think it's a bummer that it takes us until we're older to be able to do that.
Yeah.
but it's also life experience. And it's what I'd written this down the other day when I was doing editing, and maybe I shared this with you. Um, but it was just, I don't remember who said it, if you said it, if I said it, but it was not it's not a failure, it's an experience. So
Oh,
the
yeah,
relation
maybe. Yeah. Go
so
ahead.
it's like the relationship isn't, it didn't fail, but you got to experience that in order to
Mm-hmm.
teach you what you needed to know for the next thing in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's, from the moment I made that decision and had that conversation, again, in alignment with my own values, I just have felt like it's really important to, be respectful of that experience and to have some class and grace and not shit talk. I mean, there was
It
some good
doesn't
stuff
do
there. If there
it
wasn't some good stuff there, it wouldn't have worked at
for as
all,
long as it, yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Right. But there was some good stuff there for a while, and it was a really good experience. And also, ultimately, um, it just wasn't quite the right fit, and that's okay. And that
Mhm.
it doesn't make either person like good or bad. It just isn't. It just isn't
It just didn't work. It just
right.
yeah, and I think it the respect is a good word that you use to like just give that whole experience that. But two, I think shit talking is not productive. I mean, sometimes it feels great, right? Like you're gonna have your moments of um, like think back to some really like toxic relationships we had in our
Mm-hmm.
youth, and I would absolutely shit talk, but
Mm-hmm.
that also shows your growth as an adult. You don't do that anymore. Um,
Right. I mean, right. I mean,
well,
in
and a lot of
theory,
these
as
things,
we're
it's not
growing, we're maturing emotionally, and we learned that that's maybe not an effective tool.
right. Well, but I mean, also too. I mean, now I'm not going to say that I wouldn't shit talk somebody that I dated if I find out that they're dating three other girls. Right. So like the situation you were in wasn't toxic. Like it wasn't like this like you weren't dealing with cheating or lying or steal, you know what I mean? Like so it was like
Mm-hmm.
that's why it's definitely not a place to shit talk, because it was just two people who just weren't compatible in the long run. But
Right.
I mean, I don't want to poo poo shit talking on people who deserve it.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I mean, I will
right.
shit talk a few people.
I mean, I think
God,
just
I
moving
hope at this point in my life I'm not getting into relationships with people that I need to shit talk on. Like, I hope
you
I've
would hope
grown
so.
enough. Sometimes maybe I have too much compassion or something. I
I think
just,
so.
I don't want to be hurtful. God, I mean, by the time we're all in our 40s, we've all got baggage.
What are you
And
talking
so
about? I don't.
dating, so dating is that much harder.
I can't. I cannot. I cannot imagine. I'm
And there's this, I mean, not necessarily stigma. I mean, intimidation factor when it comes to dating a therapist. People get like
that you're gonna like
men
read
that
them all
maybe
the
I
time,
haven't.
and you're gonna
Yes. Yes. Like if I meet somebody and I'm like, "Oh, I'm a therapist" or whatever, if there was the potential that I was going to be asked out on a date, that's off the
left.
table now,
Maybe you need
which
to
is
change
fine.
how you describe your job when you meet people.
Um,
I
listen, if you're going to be intimidated
was
when
just
I
gonna
say
say. I was
that,
gonna
you're not
flip
going
to
to be
that.
my person.
Yeah, I was just gonna flip to that. Yeah, yeah. But I think just dating in general, it just seems
Daunting.
why are there so many weird people out there? Like that's something I don't understand is why are there so many male and female
Yeah.
weird people.
Oh,
And
I know. I hear all the time about how people behave in relationships. And I'm just like, really?
well, and I've been listening to this podcast. It's called Betrayal, and it's basically, and it's not all women, but the majority are stories of women who these men have like lived like multiple lives or have,
Mm,
lied to them about X, Y, Z. I mean, like it's just wild. I don't know.
yeah.
It makes me grateful that that's not a road I have to go down.
Well, and it's a choice, right? It's a choice at this point, and this could change in the future. I would say at this point, I have no interest in dating right now. That
That's
could
good.
change in the future. I don't know
Well,
where I would even meet anyone,
maybe
which
that
is fine
manifestation.
because
Maybe you're gonna meet a guy who comes into your office space, and you're like bump up next to him, and you're gonna drop your folders, and you're gonna look up at each other, and it's gonna be like Brad Pitt times, like part two, and you'll just live happily ever after. Maybe you need to manifest that. The look on your face.
I'm 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 rarely speechless, but I'm really not sure how to respond to that
I mean,
comment.
I think you know what I mean. Like, but just like I don't know, manifest the shit out of some fantasy. Just because I think that
I'm
thought
just
came,
not even, it's just
and
not
that's
even on my
fine, right?
radar.
But like, I just came
Yeah,
to that thought because when you said dating sounds awful. Dating to me is like talking to kind of different people and grabbing a bite to eat, grabbing a coffee. Dating isn't finding a like it. Yes, that's the goal, but it's kind of like you're just
but
weeding them
it
out.
actually doesn't have to be your goal.
No, it doesn't. But I mean, but
Yeah,
normally it's going to be something that you want to at least find somebody who you can relate to and
sure.
have a good relationship, however that relationship is, right? And I'm not saying it has to be your forever. It just even could be the person who you're going to be with for the next 2 days, or that's the reason why
Right.
they're in your world. But no, so it just made me think like, yeah, that sounds awful. But I mean, if you could just turn the corner and have some like I don't know,
Just
millionaire
literally
with
like
a
this.
hot bod and a great personality and no
Hmm.
weird, he doesn't drive around with like a sex doll in his car or anything. I mean, that would be nice if you could just find somebody like that.
Just this perfect little meet cute rom-com.
Yeah, it happens, right? Doesn't it?
Maybe you should manifest it for me because I just
Okay,
don't know that I believe that that exists.
that's fair. That's fair.
And I'm like totally okay with that.
Well, I think it exists. So, like, the way I envision it existing is in secondary relationships, meaning like that, because that passion and that like enticement, I think only shows up when you're seeking. I don't know, maybe that's a left field thing. I don't know. I don't know if it exists. I mean, I never had that love at first sight. I mean, I've been
I think that it can exist. I just don't know if it's, I just don't know how long it can endure.
yeah, I mean, I think when
I
you
don't know.
I know a lot of people who've met a lot of
Ask me
different
tomorrow and
ways.
I might tell you something totally different.
Right. Well, because it is one of those things that it's just based on who you are at the moment and how you feel
True.
about it. And I think it's that energy too that you want to if you need to if you're ready to kind of meet that person, I think that sort of thing can happen when you are exuding that energy.
Yeah.
You do not do that. You exude the don't fucking talk to me. Stay away from me. The look that you were giving me was a nicer version of the look that you would give somebody who would like approach you out in public.
Well, I don't, I know that I can be very expressive and also simultaneously have resting bitch face. So I
Yeah.
will trust your judgment of that. I mean, yeah,
But I think, you don't put that energy out. And I don't think that's rare. I think a lot of people definitely put off the like, don't like, I'm in my own space sort of thing.
hmm.
Um, but
You're saying like I'm not putting off the energy of like, hey, come talk to me because I might be
yes,
interested.
right. Or like example, today I ran to Costco
Hmm.
and at Costco you check out and then you go to the line to get out the door and I got behind this old couple. And there was only one I wasn't gonna fucking charge past them, right? Like I can let them have their space. They weren't walking at a snail's pace, but I'm just not gonna blare by them. So kind of people end up kind of like congregating ish behind in a line. Not a lot, but and then there's this guy, he happened to kind of like walk right up next to me because he didn't have a cart. He was just carrying items. And
Hmm.
I had bought in some frozen burger patties. And he was like, "Oh, like I didn't even really know he was there because I was looking at the prices on my receipt." And he was like, "Oh, those frozen patties." He's like, "Those are great." And I looked up at him and I was like, "Oh yeah." And he's like, "They're a staple at our house." And I think you would have been like, "Mm-hmm," and kept going. And I said, "Yeah," I said, "They're really nice to have around for when, you need something fast and easy and you can just pull it out of the freezer." He's like, "Oh yeah, that's what we do too." And I said, and then I kept going and I said, "And then you get your frozen buns out of the freezer from the bakery that I just went to before this because you can freeze those easily. And then you have a meal right then and there." And he's like, "Oh, now you're really onto something. You really think." I mean, we had this whole back and forth
Mm-hmm.
conversation in this line. And it was not a pickup sort of situation. He was an older guy, but I don't think you would have had that conversation. You would have been
Mm-mm.
nice, but you would have
Mm-hmm.
shut it down
Yeah.
immediately. Immediately. So that's what I mean by that energy. It's like you just are like, nope, nope.
I'm worried about you walking out in the free world because you almost got kidnapped.
My 1 hour of errands this morning.
I mean, you could have gotten kidnapped helping a gentleman get his bread in his car, a la Ted Bundy style. And then you just started telling this person all about your meal
My
plan
routine.
and
Yeah.
how you were at another store earlier. And
Track
hey,
my
I mean,
location.
you were one step away from, why don't you come over for coffee? And then I was going to be waiting for you to log on, and you were
And
going to be
you'd
getting
find me
murdered.
dead.
And
I
this is the
mean,
difference. This is one of the differences between you and I
yeah, I
is
think that's
I don't know who you are, sir. I'm not giving you any information.
a bit of a stretch. And I'm just polar opposite. I'm just like,
Right.
yeah, it's I don't know. And I don't that's just difference in personality and people.
I
But it doesn't
probably I probably would have been like, yeah, I don't even eat these. They're for somebody else in my house.
Oh my god.
Do you know do you know that so I absolutely hate the grocery store,
I know
which
you
you already
do.
know. If for some reason I have to go to the grocery store now that I'm over 40 and I really don't give a fuck, I wear my sunglasses and headphones.
You do not.
I do. Don't look at
What?
me, don't talk to me.
I mean, it's a good thing you're not interested in dating because that's definitely not gonna. It's not gonna get anyone. It's gonna get people's attention. But
Yeah, it's I yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
that's
I
so funny to
channel
me.
like
So
this inner like Marla from the Fight Club, and I'm just like, I no, don't interact with me. I'm just gonna wear my sunglasses everywhere and put some earbuds or headphones on, and it's a much more
I
pleasant experience for everyone.
we are very opposite in that way. Like
Yeah.
I have my quote unquote employees at Target that we engage in conversation because we have gotten to know each other.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Mm-mm.
so that's hilarious.
Well,
Headphones?
there's a few of the cashiers at Walgreens that
Okay.
we will have a little bit of banter. But see, Walgreens, you run in and out. Like you go in, you get your
Yeah.
one or two things, and
Yeah.
then you get out, which
Yeah.
is different than like, Target or the grocery store.
And I don't go like I don't go to a Target or Walgreens. I don't go to a Walgreens or like a CVS. Like I will at work because it's just right there. So if I need something, but normally that's not my go-to. I've never been like, oh, unless it's a prescription or something medical based. Have I
Mm,
or like pictures? Have I ever been? Oh, I'm gonna go to Walgreens ever. I don't know why. I just it's
yeah, I go
maybe
to
because the one
Walgreens
I
multiple
lived
times a
by.
week.
Maybe the one I lived by for so long it was so ghetto.
Oh,
Um, it was
could be.
just not my favorite place to go. Felt dirty. There was kind of always interesting people in the parking lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, yours is out in an area that doesn't happen.
No, but I often go to one I have my locations, right?
Sure.
I go to one that's near where we work out. That's
Mm,
fine. I I hit up one over by my work that's all right.
yeah. I think yeah, that just shows difference in personality.
Although I mean, there was that, I don't, it's been a while, but there was one day where I was at the Walgreens near my house and I caught a gentleman taking a picture of a young girl bending over to get something out of the freezer during the
Did you
summer when she had shorts on.
did you kick him in the balls?
I didn't kick him in the balls. I said, "Excuse me, what are you doing?"
Good for you.
And he was like, "Oh, nothing." And I said, I saw exactly what you did." So then he like hurried up to get in line. And I was like, I walked back to the pharmacy and I was like, "Hey, can you send the store manager out front for me?" And so I went up and I told the store manager, or the store manager met me up there and I was like, "Hey, this guy did this. Can you like mark that on the camera, security cameras, so that you have that information?" And then I followed him out to his car and took pictures of his driver's license or his license
License
plate.
plate. Good
And
for
I gave
you.
that info to the store manager.
What the?
Mm-hmm. I didn't say anything to the girl because she had her back.
Yep, no reason to.
But yep.
Wow.
Um, this is why I don't get into friendly conversations with strangers.
That's fair. I mean, and that is, that is unfortunate. I mean, it is one of those things that it's like you
Mm-hmm.
just never know. You just never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
I had my kiddo with me. He was nervous. I think about my reaction. Like, but I also was like, no, I'm role modeling for you.
yeah.
That we
Well,
call
but also
inappropriate
letting
behavior out
this
and we hold people accountable for it.
accountable. Yeah. I mean, letting this pervert know that, you know what, perv, you're not going to always just get your
Right.
snap and be able to be on your merry way.
Yeah.
And I guarantee, well, he might not be an anxious person, but he's thought about that moment
Yeah,
a
I
lot.
hope so.
Yeah. People are just
I hope he
gross.
never went back to that Walgreens
You probably didn't.
specifically. So,
I mean, I've never done that, but I can't imagine that I would. Especially, I mean, if
hmm
I don't know, that's just well, that's a
I
shitty,
don't know.
shitty,
Someday I'll
shitty.
probably see, someday you're going to get kidnapped for being kind, and I'm going to get my ass beat for calling shit out.
Yeah, I mean, you probably win there. It's probably a better alternative than getting kidnapped.
I don't know.
But well, that was a Debbie Downer.
No, sorry. I wasn't meaning to be a Debbie Downer.
No, but it is a reality, and that's why you have your reasons for being the way you are, and it's valid.
Yes. Yes.
So it's not bad. It's just that's who you are and why.
Yeah, I think between some things historically that have happened and then the work that I do, like I don't know. Maybe I've just been exposed to too much. I don't want to I don't want to appear vulnerable
Mm,
when I'm in public. Just as like probably a hyper awareness self protection thing.
mm-hmm. I mean, that's smart. I think it's I think it's very smart. I think more people should be like that. I do think that it is I don't use the word unhealthy, but it's not necessarily the positive place to live. It's like
Mm-hmm.
if your mind is always in that doomsday, like, oh no, what could happen? I mean, and I do that and I do it a lot, but I don't do it necessarily more with people. I do it with actions. Like when I'm driving, I'm like constantly looking like different cars. Are they driving erratically? Are they, like those sorts of things. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's like mine isn't people, it's more like objects or activities, which is interesting that we're that way. Like I'm more worried about the plane crashing
Yeah,
then
see,
what the
and I have
person
no
next to
fear
me,
about the plane crashing.
then the person next to me, what they would do. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. I don't know why.
I don't know.
That's a deep dive for another day, and I don't know if we want to get into that.
I don't know if we can get into that
Oopsies.
without
Ah. Okay, sorry.
creating some really intense drama that I'm not willing to deal with.
Yeah, no, no, not worth it. Not worth it. But I mean, so yeah, so you are now on a single.
I'm back to what I'm coming to believe may be the best version of myself, which is singlehood.
Think I don't know. Maybe independent. Like I don't know,
Yeah,
singlehood. Because I feel like singling that out, like just it's like if I don't have anybody, I'm my best self. Because I think there is a way to find somebody who can pair with
that
people,
would
pair with
add.
you. That would add, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you should say it's your best self being single. I think you have come to a space where certain that you're comfortable with where you are, with who you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
You are proud of that, and you are okay with where you are sitting,
Yes.
and you think that it's been you are in the best that you have ever been. Doesn't mean that it's
Yes.
because you're single. It's because you've done the work and because you've
Okay, that's fair.
learned
That's a fair
learned
point.
things about you. Yeah. I understand why you want to label it as single, because it's just like, well, but if I just keep men out of it, then I can just do my own thing, right? Like keep it simple and clean. So I get
Yeah.
that, but and because they bring in so many other aspects into your life and logistics that go with living, your future with somebody, but I don't think singlehood is your best self. I think you can be you as
Maybe it's more about, yeah, it's not necessarily about single or not single, but maybe it's just more about like I right now am in a place where I get to put my energy exactly where I want to put my energy.
hmm
Um, because I mean, I know we've had all this talk, and I seem super unapproachable and maybe kind of mean sometimes,
I didn't say that.
but I think that the people that I love would all say, or most of them would say, like, if she loves you, like, she loves you really hard,
hmm hmm
like, all in, 100%, ups, downs, whatever.
hmm
Um, and so I think that, yeah, so it's a drastic, right? But when there isn't like a concentrated romantic relationship, that loving energy gets put to like I get to decide where the energy goes, and it
hmm
goes to more places, and
hmm
right now that feels better.
Yeah,
Does that
it
make
makes
any
sense.
sense?
Absolutely, it makes 100% sense because the more you're bringing people into your life, yes, they can enrich it, but it also takes from your cup a little bit
Right.
because you are the person that wants to give that to them. That's how you love them.
Right.
And that's yeah, no, that's I mean, we are very similar in that way.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I definitely have roller coasters of behaviors and feelings of situations in my own life is because when I'm up, right? Like when I feel like I'm just in a positive place, right? And mentally,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm able to give equal amounts to everyone plus myself.
Yes.
And then that gets hard and you get tired. And then relationships and yourself start to decline
Mm-hmm.
because it's hard to maintain that all the time. And I don't know if everyone understands that, but we are very just similar in that way that we just give ourselves to our people.
Mm-hmm.
And when we are, and it's like, it's not bipolar, but it's that same sort of like on your high, you, we fucking kill it, right? Like we're thriving. meeting nutrition goals. We're working out on a regular fucking basis. We're being able to find some social activity that we find enjoyment in. We're making sure that we're texting people that we love to know that, so they know that we are reaching out to them. We are making sure that we have dinner with the person that we never get to see because we want
Mm-hmm.
them to, I mean, like, we do that. And then it's like we shut down. Like, it's like, I can't do, and it could be because something happened. It could be,
Hormonal.
hormones. It could be society. It could be 1,000 things. But then when we're down, you see it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think that happens for people too. But I just, that giving of energy is very important, because if you don't keep control of it, it gets too hard.
Yeah.
And then it sounds exhausting. And you're like, why would I want to take that on? That's exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole point, I think, in, again, this is not just talking about romantic relationships, is just moving forward with finding more people who bring energy to you.
Right.
And some
Yeah.
friends don't
So
do
there's a
that.
synergy there.
Yeah. Um, there is, I mean, I have people that I know that I would consider friends that they just take. They
Mm-hmm.
just take. And
Mm-hmm.
you got to step away for a while.
Yeah.
And I think because it's a friendship and not a romantic relationship, it's easier to go back because you enjoy the person. I mean, if you,
Right.
if they think about that, like any
Well, and I mean,
relationship.
it's you can just naturally take space
Mm-hmm. Yes,
in
yes, because
those
your lives are not
relationships,
connected in that
whereas,
way.
like, yeah.
I mean, there are lots of people that I mean, I've been with my husband for so long that I was obviously very young, but I think about that, like people that, well, I don't know. I don't think I dated anybody that I'd be like, oh, I still wish I had them in my space, but maybe you do. Like if it wasn't, if like even like this last relationship had, or not, let's not even talk about that. Let's talk about your ex-husband.
Mm-hmm.
If you had never had a romantic relationship with him, it might be nice to have that person that every 6 months or every 4 years or whatever, like you just, oh, ran into each other, meet up, have a coffee, laugh about shit. Because you had, again, plenty of good experiences together
Right.
and happy things, but it's the romantic part that just totally fucks that up. That, makes it so you just can't bounce back and forth like that. And some people
Yeah.
can, but
Some
I don't
people
think I'm.
can. Yeah. Depends on what day you ask me what my thoughts are on that, in all honesty. Like, I don't know that I buy into the idea of like your partner has to be your best friend. I didn't ever view my ex-husband as a friend. He was always my partner until he wasn't. With that mindset, I don't know if you can do a friendship after that
Probably not.
necessarily. I mean,
I
maybe if you shared children, you could then eventually get to a co-parenting friendship kind of thing. We didn't, so that wasn't, there was nothing, when it was done, there was nothing left to connect.
Mhm. Well, I don't think I don't think your partner has to be your best friend. I do think your partner generally is going to become your closest companion, though. I have my girlfriends, and they're the ones that I go to a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But there is, I think there is a whole lot more that I'm just like, he's the only one that can relate to it
Mm,
because it's our thing.
right.
So it makes him not necessarily my best friend, but he is my closest companion. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Because he doesn't want, like, it was very cute. He said, oh, did you hear the news? This is last night. And I said, I know, Taylor Swift got engaged. Like, he's not the person that is going to be like that's friend, right? Like that's like,
Sure.
and so I that's friend, but companion is like totally different, I feel like. But they become that. And they may not be that at the beginning, because maybe if you
Yeah.
don't have a whole lot combined, but you become just, I guess, he's a person that I'm really going to talk about my true, like, everyday concerns about my business. You wouldn't mind listening, but you don't really give a shit. It doesn't affect you. Where, like, when I talk about the nitty gritty of my stuff, you know what I mean? Like with him,
Mm,
the logistics part, like it's going to affect him personally. So I think that's just why that becomes that way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but Taylor Swift is engaged. You didn't know this, right?
I think you had to be in a coma yesterday in a room with the
I
TV off.
This was something I told him, and so I was in an appointment. I was doing a
Hmm.
brow and lip wax, and this I'm in the appointment, and my watch went off, and so I was like moving my hand, and I saw it was in all caps. So because it was in all caps, I just like
Mm.
tapped it so I could read it, right? And it was, "This is not a drill. Taylor Swift is engaged to Travis Kelce or whatever." And then following that, I got a text saying, "Make sure you tell your daughter." And then I was saying to my client, like, "Oh, are you a Taylor Swift fan?" And I know her, but and she's like,
Hmm.
"I mean, yeah, she's fine." And I was like, "Oh," I said, "Well, apparently they just got engaged." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, my coworker is going to be so excited. We're going to the Chiefs game this Thursday, and if she's going to be there, she's just going to be freaking out." And then immediately, then she picks up her phone. She's like, "Oh," and so she started getting notifications.
Yeah.
And then my phone rang, and I was like, "Oh my god!" It flashed me back to COVID because I was in
Oh.
my room doing a service, and I'm sure we were talking about it already. And all of a sudden, my phone started blowing up. Everybody in the industry that I know, they were like sending group texts, like everybody. And it almost made me cry because of that
Mm.
feeling. That's like a
Hmm.
PTSD sort of like experience, right? Like it was
Response, yeah.
just so, it was like it flashed me back, and I was like, "Oh my gosh." I was like, "That was awful." So I don't know if I had the same sort of joy and excitement that everyone else did. Like, yeah, I'm like cool excited, but there are a lot of people who are really freaking out. But yeah, so
And I'm pretty indifferent, so not one
yeah.
person reached out to see
I
if
mean,
I
I
was
think
in,
I
which
like I said
is
to Jacob, I'm
great.
like, I wouldn't want that life. That's
I know.
everyone thinks that it's so awesome. She has, I'm sure, death threats every day. I'm sure she has stalkers. I'm sure, you know what I mean? Like and same with him. There's so many ugly sides to it. So like I said to him, I said, publicly this is the first person that she's been engaged to, and I think him too. I said, I think she's like 34. Like, good for her. Like, maybe she can have a little bit of this too. I mean,
Hmm.
if that's what she wants, like, good for her. Because um, I don't think it's all it's cracked up to be.
I'm sure
Yeah,
it's difficult.
I mean, millions of dollars is, I don't know. They say sometimes it isn't worth it. I'd like to give it a try though.
I mean, I'd be willing to see if I can manage it.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
money part, not the dating a football player.
Oh yeah, no, 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 no. Well, I
I don't
know
think
they're
I would.
gone. They're gone a lot.
That's true.
They travel a lot. They practice a lot. They're gone a lot.
Huh? That's fair.
As long as you can find one that doesn't rage at home, you'll be
Yeah,
good.
I mean, eventually they're probably going to get a traumatic brain injury
Yep.
and then all bets are off.
Dies. Terrible death. Yeah.
So,
Well, on that positive note, I think
again, look at me just bringing it down. And this is me feeling like I have great energy and I'm in a really good place.
you're only positive right now. And you're right, though. It is. Because, yeah.
So,
But hey, maybe,
listen, I just like to reality test people a little
yeah.
bit.
Or we can call it a bubble popper, whatever you want to.
But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fine. Which is interesting because Jacob can be a bubble popper. So maybe I just associate myself with bubble poppers. Maybe I need my bubbles pop more. Like maybe I'm that, because I'm always like, "Oh, blah, blah, blah," like up and everything's great, and everything's gonna be fantastic, and there's no problems. And then he'll be like, "Oh, but wait, because of this," and I'm like, "Ah," and then you know what I mean? Or like even, not that it really happens very often with us, but like even like that, like you could have gotten kidnapped. I'm like, well, that kind of brought down my fucking good deed, like like maybe we need bubble poppers, people like me, to bring us to reality.
And I need positivity.
Yes, yes, so that's why we're a good mix.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
well, that is enough of my
Yeah, you got
public
it out of the way. It's
vulnerability.
done.
I'm gonna go
You won't have
throw
to do it for
up.
a while. We will just finish up for today. And I guess, I don't know. If anyone has any ideas of what they want us to chit chat about or touch on, let us know. We have some deep dive content that we've kind of talked about, bringing up just experiences from our own personal lives. But again, that's more vulnerability. So we'll see where
That's
we.
okay. We're both pushing ourselves here to like
That's
step
right.
outside the comfort zone.
That's right. Yes. Yes. Maybe we need to like change names and like in stories, like tell them like their stories, not like they're our story.
Oh, so that we're like one step removed.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Let's
But anyway,
ponder.
what?
Let's ponder that.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Well, everyone have a great rest of your day. Thanks for sticking with us. Find us on Spotify and YouTube. Follow and like. Instagram. Follow and like. Which we should probably post on there, maybe something
Hmm.
sometime soon. And
Email at
email us.
unfilteredunashamed@gmail.com.
Yeah. So, all right. Have a great day, guys. Bye.
See ya.